How's it going, guys? Cody, guys, back again, dropping out another video. Right, guys, last night I was scrolling through my Twitter, right, and a journalist that I follow, right, put up the front page of today's papers, right, and one of them in the Times, guys, right, said that thousands of prisoners are going to be released early from sentences, right. And what it is, guys, there's a thing in prison called HDC. For those that don't know, HDC stands for home, detention, curfew. In other words, you go home, you're on tag, you're on curfew. It's normally between the hours of 7 PM and 7 AM. You're eligible for HDC if you are serving, I think it's a minimum of 3 months and a maximum of 4 years. You can become eligible for HDC. When you sent to prison and stuff, if you are convicted, in the first week that you're there, you'll get they work out your sentence and stuff, and they come up with a release date and your HDC availability date and your ROTL date. For those that don't know, ROTL stands for Release on Temporary License. It's a dying trade these days, guys, in prison. And it's when you're eligible, right, to go for HDC or ROTL, right. And like I say, the amazing thing to go home early, to be released early from your sentence, on tag, on curfew, back with your family, back with your kids if you've got kids, right, is a fantastic thing because it decreases prison numbers, saves the taxpayer money, it's going to reduce violent incidents, it's going to reduce self-harm, and in my opinion, honestly, it's going to reduce deaths within prison. A lot of people have been knocked back for tag and stuff. I remember I was in prison with a lad who was a cleaner with me. He was on football courses, he was staying out of trouble. First time in jail, got knocked back for his tag, right? So HDC is known as tag for those that don't know. So yeah, in 2016, guys, 9,041 prisoners, or 21%, were released on HDC, while more than 35,000 guys were knocked back, right? Prison population stands at 86,700 approximately, up from 44,246 in 1993. Right, so obviously prison numbers, like they've nearly doubled, haven't they? Or they more or less have doubled. And the facts are, guys, right, the strain on the prison system, understaffing, run-down prisons, dilapidated prisons and stuff. Prisons are full of death, misery and despair. I say it in a lot of these videos, guys. But the facts are, the Ministry of Justice don't care about the mental health or the well-being of prisoners, or they don't have compassion for prisoners. The reason that rather than invest the billions, and I believe it's billions of pounds, to bring the prison system up to scratch, repairs, staffing, education, skills training, everything that the prison system needs, right? Rather than fixing that and throwing money at that, they're thinking, well, actually, it'd work out cheaper if we just cut a load of them free. But like I say, it's a win-win for prisoners, guys, like I say, but I feel sorry for the prisoners that are going to be left behind and that are going to be rotting away in these prisons and stuff, that are run down, that are dilapidated, that are reminiscent of Dickensian England. It's a sad state of affairs. I mean, just imagine that, right? You come up for your HDC, right? You're a cleaner, or you've not been in trouble, you've had no adjudications. For those that don't know, adjudications means nickings, you've not been in trouble. You're passing your mandatory drugs test or your voluntary drugs test if you're on VDTs, right? And then you get knocked back, and it's like, well, what's the point in behaving, right, when you're getting knocked back for your tag, right? And this is the thing, guys, right? It causes a lot of people, when it comes up for tag and stuff, right, when it's your first time in jail, the other prisoners, right, they're saying, you're going home, mate. You're going home. Trust, it's your first time. Kid was in for drugs, yeah. He was a mate of mine, cleaner. Come up for his tag, he was buzzing, was convinced he was going home because all the lads had been telling him so. His OMU had been telling him he was going home. Probation were telling him he was going home. They knocked him back, didn't they? Sad state of affairs, guys. But like I say, apparently it's going to be tens of thousands that are going to be released. Apparently, according to this article. I put the article at the beginning of the video, guys, so you can have a nosy at your own leisure and stuff. I'm quite surprised other media outlets, other papers haven't ran this story yet. In the next days and weeks and stuff, I do believe that it'll gain a lot of momentum and it'll get a lot more people talking. So I'm doing it in the first instance. I didn't sleep very well last night, but I'm up and I'm doing this video. And like I say, guys, to be released early from your sentence, right? You're not like there's like the eligibility date could be halfway through your sentence, it could be 3/4 way through your sentence. I've seen different things for different people. But the facts are, guys, right, just imagine being able to go home early, be with your family, be with your kids, right? There's light at the end of the tunnel. If you get told you're getting your tag, right, and you're going home, right, an ankle bracelet, right, so tag, yeah, and a curfew is better than rotting away in jail, guys, in them cramped, overcrowded, dilapidated, broken down, inhumane, squalid conditions, guys, right? Some prisons are better than others, as we've alluded to in previous videos, but to go home, just imagine the excitement, right? Your release date's here, but your HDC date's here, and you get your HDC, guys, right? And what the Ministry of Justice have said is they've urged governors, or told governors pretty much, please review all the people you've not back for HDC. We're going to grant it. Like I say, I'm dancing for prisoners, guys. I'm out now, yeah, and I don't need to do these videos. I could carry on with my life and don't look back. But whilst prisoners are suffering, I can't move forward with my life. And the facts are, guys, right, I am absolutely chuffed to bits for prisoners. Like I say, rather than the Ministry of Justice throw money and fix the problems of the prison system, they're just cutting people free. It's money saving. They don't give a shit about the health, the well-being of prisons, or the fact they're overcrowded. It's about saving money, guys. Let's say it is what it is, guys. It's as simple as that. But like I say, I did an interview last night with LBC Radio, and they said, look, what do you think the victims are going to say? The victims are going to be up in arms about it. But for many victims, guys, right, no sentence would ever be long enough anyway. Doesn't matter, regardless of your crime. Like I say, people want you to go away for life for an assault, right? People, if you're in for murder, they want to, well, people that are up for murder are not going to be eligible for HDC, are they? But the point is, people want to brutalise prisoners, guys, right? It's the wrong mentality to have. With fewer police on the streets, guys, prisons should be a place of reform, education, resettlement, and reintegration back into society. Every prisoner that works in the prison system should get minimum wage. They can only spend so much on the canteen. The rest of the money should be put into savings so that they can't access. And then when they leave, they're given a lump sum. Or the money goes down on accommodation if they haven't got any. But obviously not every prisoner's working in prison and stuff. Some people just want to sleep behind the door all day. Other people want to graft and get out of the cell. Keeps the mind occupied, keep them focused. But this guys, is a welcome news. For me and prison reformers, and like I say, the victims of these crimes are gonna be up in arms, and they're gonna be annoyed and stuff. But the facts are, the Tory government, guys, have cut police numbers so that the police, I think there's 21,000 less police officers now than they were a few years ago, right? I think in 7 years, right? You've got, prison doesn't work, and these prisoners have been released early. And like I say, I hope that they don't go back to crime, but just if you look at the statistics, guys, it shows that a lot of people that leave prison end up back in prison because it is a revolving door. The system's broken, the prisoners are broken, they leave in a worse position when they entered, which breaks my mind, because every prison, surely the aim of prison, guys, is to leave in a better position than when you entered. Unfortunately, I live in a fantasy world, and that's not a true reflection of the prison system. But HDC, guys, right, swapping prison for a tag and a doorstep curfew, right, 7 p.m. till 7 a.m. Absolutely fantastic. If they break that, they should be sent back to prison. For me, guys, right, short sentences should be abolished. The court should have more faith in tagging, community orders, things like that, guys, right? Throwing away, locking people up and throw away the key mentality is a wrong mentality to have. And the judges, the CPS, the courts and the prisons, they're all in it together. In my opinion, they're all corrupt and stuff, and they all piss from the same pot. But this is a welcome bit of news, guys, right? Now like I say, it's gonna free up the prison system. It's gonna make it more manageable. Still gonna have all the problems. Still gonna have the drugs. Still gonna have the mobile phone. Still gonna have self-harm. Still gonna have suicides. But the facts are, the statistics in this regard are going to come down, aren't they? If you've got less prisoners in the prison system because they've been released on tag, like I say, it's going to overflow as well. So these lot will get released, then other people come up for HDC, they'll get released, and so on, guys, right? And like I say, fewer prisoners, sorry, you're getting less assaults, less self-harm, less suicide, less adjudications, and it'll reflect better on the Ministry of Justice. But again, I allude to the Ministry of Justice are not doing this to curry a favour with prisoners, right? They don't give a shit about us. They can't relate to us. How can middle class people that were raised in bubbles, that were raised into multi-million-pound families and stuff, right, and living in big secluded houses and stuff, right? How can they relate to you and I? They've never experienced crime, guys. They read about it in a newspaper. Don't make them no expert, does it? Right? They've been to Oxford, they've been to Cambridge. Who? Tell you who? Doesn't give them the right to reside over prisoners, but they do, don't they? I could sort the prison system out, and so could many other people like me that have been through the system. And this is why I interact with prison reformers and stuff in this regard. The facts are, this is a win-win for prisoners. I don't care about the Ministry of Justice trying to save money. I don't care about the reasons why. All I care about is that prisoners, thousands and thousands and thousands of prisoners are going to be released early, guys, from their sentences, which is fantastic news. Like I say, you've got kids that are going to have their dads coming home, all their mothers. We've got female prisoners, of course. And that's just the way it's going to be. And for me, personally, absolutely chuffed, guys. It's a step in the right direction. Like I say, it's not common sense from the Ministry of Justice. They won't say it, but it's a money-saving exercise. They will save more money by reducing prison numbers. It'll cost them less to do that than it will to put billions of pounds into the prison system to bring it up to scratch. It's great. It really is great, guys. And like I say, I don't really care for the Ministry of Justice. They're full of PR exercises. They're clueless. They're out of touch. They passed the Justice Secretary roll round and Prison and Probation Minister. They passed the titles around like it's going out of fashion. But welcome news, guys, that thousands and thousands and thousands of prisoners are coming home early, and they're going to be getting their tag. And that's fantastic news. Short sentences even should be abolished. Anyone serving under 2 years should be a community order, in my opinion. Places are run down, streets are littered. Put them to that. On community orders, it's embarrassing. People know why you're there. That's embarrassing. You're working for free. You're putting something back to the community. Being in prison, you're draining taxpayers of £40,000 a year. That's why this HDC thing is such a great idea, guys. Cutting people free, giving them tags, sending them home. Like I say, it's gonna bring families together. It's gonna take the pressure off the prison system, which like I say, it's been boiling for a long time. And with fewer police on the streets, guys, if these people do go back to crime, which I hope they don't, it's fast becoming a criminal's paradise out there, isn't it? So, great news, guys. Prisoners released on HDC. They're going to review these cases. They're going to cut them free. Absolutely chuffed to bits. Really, really am. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it here, guys. I've waffled on for nearly 30 minutes. Have a great weekend, whatever you're doing. It's Friday. Have a beer, chill out, stay safe, and I'll speak to you all soon, guys.